Hi, welcome to the She Moves Mountains podcast. This is your host, Kamala Murphy. Thanks for joining us today as we talk about some of the juicy stuff we women experience that makes this life journey truly amazing. You know, the nitty-gritty, the love, the loss, the falling down and rising up, the getting lost and finding our way again. To our hearts, our happiness, and to the awareness that we can and do move mountains. Thank you for joining. Hi there. Welcome to this episode of the She Moves Mountains podcast. This is your host, Kamala Murphy. You may remember a song by Joni Mitchell where one of the lines is, "You don't know what you've got till it's gone." Well, I had an experience in the last couple of weeks where that was so true. And that's about the way my body has changed. You know, for almost 2 years now, I've been talking about flambe, and that's, feeling like $1,000,000 every day and being spunky and all of that, which I love. And so, because I've been talking about it, my mentor had suggested, well, you normally wear sort of pale colors and pastels, nothing very bold. Why don't you get a sexy little red dress? And, I thought about it, and finally, I found one online that I thought, that's a possibility. And of course, because it's during this COVID time, I had to do online. I couldn't try it on. So I ordered this little dress. So when it came, I tear open the bag, and it really is cute. It's, a little slinky, off the shoulder, kind of low cut, form fitting, and with a really pretty full high-low skirt, so I could dance around. So I try it on. It's form fitting, and to get the bodice right, I have to bend over and sort of adjust the boobs, right, to get it to fit. And then I stand up and I look in the mirror, and my heart sinks. It's not that I really expected that I would look like the model did, a size 4 compared to my size. But I was shocked at what I did look like. It was unexpected, and it was, my mind just started going off about how horrible I looked, how it didn't fit, and how I was so much bigger all over than I used to be. You know that your body has changed. But in my mind, I think I still had this fantasy that I had the body that I had 15 years ago, and I don't. So it was a shock. And the other thing there were other things that were coming up, all of these cruel, mean thoughts about, how I'm fat now and I don't look good, and who did I think I was wearing this, sexy little dress when I'm, over 60, and you just don't do that. Right? And just, it was painful. And I took the dress off and was so discouraged. Yeah, I think this idea of, having this fantasy that I still looked like I did a bunch of years ago, and this feeling that when I was younger, I was able to wear more form-fitting things, and I looked great. I had a great body. And now it's not that I don't, but it's not the same. And so that Joni Mitchell thing about, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. So this great body is gone, and the youth and beauty, it's gone. And I'm grieving over it. And it's the wildest thing, because It's like a double whammy, because there's the recognizing that I don't have the looks that I had, and the fact that I care so much. And that's almost as painful, because this idea of being vain, it's really painful. And I think this is actually happening for a lot of women, that our bodies are changing. We know it. We can't quite accept it. We want to remain youthful looking. And so it was interesting, as I was preparing to do this podcast and do the writing that I'm doing around, grief and aging and our beauty, I did a little search on YouTube, and the vast majority of the YouTube videos for women over 50 are about our looks, our weight, looking younger. And I think it's sort of an underlying thing that we don't really want to talk about it, because it's shining a light that we may be vain. And that's something that we don't want to admit to. And the truth is, we're not really vain, but we do care about our looks. And we've got these twists about what vanity is and what our looks are, because so many of us have so much attachment, whether we know it or not, to our looks, because women have been valued primarily for their ability to bear children and raise children, be good housewives, good mothers, and how they looked, how we looked. And it doesn't seem as prevalent today, but it is, because again, it's an underlying current. So one of my hopes is that as women, especially those of us who are getting a little bit older, that we learn to adjust our thinking, that we learn to really appreciate our value, not just because of our looks, but because of our being, who we are, our radiance, our connection to source, where we are, we get our beauty, we get the light that shines through, we have our intelligence, our wisdom. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I want for myself, is to really be able to untangle the tangled web of beliefs that I have about youth, beauty, value, and be able to, in my own way, change the focus around beauty and aging. So I'm actually thinking of doing a group for women over 50 who are interested in doing this similar untangling and recognizing our value, our inner radiance, our inner beauty, our connection with the divine, with source, so that we can be these amazing elders who share this wisdom and change the paradigm of beauty, change the paradigm of women's value. So that's what I'm hoping for. If you're interested in hearing more about that group that I'm thinking of, I'd love to hear from you. I'll put my contact information in the show notes. In the meantime, I invite you today to send some love and appreciation to the face, the body that you have today. Give it a little love. Thank your body for its service. Appreciate the beauty, the light you have today, to honor who you've been created to be, so that lights you up a little bit more, and that you can be about your day with this self-honoring and appreciation. So you make a bigger ripple in your world today. Sending you love and blessings. Until next time, take care, beloveds. Bye for now. You've been listening to the She Moves Mountains podcast, coming to you every week. If you're a woman who wants to move mountains in your own life, please make sure to subscribe or follow this podcast. And if you've laughed or gotten teary or smiled knowingly, thinking, oh yeah, that's me too, please go ahead and rate the episode with 5 stars. It'll be a feel-good thing to do. Thanks a bunch. Lots of love and blessings to you. This is Kamala signing off. Until next week.
Take care.